Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is episode number 35 of the Future Solutions Fence and Outdoor Clip of the Day podcast. My name's Dave Gatto, and I'm your host. Hey guys, my studio's in a little bit of disarray because we are moving our studio to broadcast a live show. So we'll be bringing this equipment into our facility where we delegated a room specifically for that, for live production, for raw and cut videos. So that's when my cord's down and stuff's hanging. So just bear with me, guys. But nonetheless, I have a really good episode for you guys. And what I want to talk about today, what I want to focus on, is things that you should be focusing on as your company's growing, right? As you're starting to hire salesmen, as you're starting to, hire delivery drivers, hire production workers, installation crews, whatever the case might be, right? It's really important, and the sooner you get this, the better, guys. It's really important that you keep everything together. And let me explain to you what I mean by together. I'm going to give you a for-instance scenario, and something like this actually did happen to me, right? So, guys, I got, let's just say I got an outside salesman, right? He's going, to our leads. He's selling fence jobs. He's using a cell phone. He's using his own email. He has a tablet. He signed in under his stuff on the tablet, and they're going out there, they're doing estimates, they're making all these phone calls, they got a pipeline built up, they got leads coming in, and let's just say Johnny is his name, right? Well, Johnny ends up getting fired, and Johnny ends up becoming very disgruntled. Right? So now we got a disgruntled employee on our hands, right? I'm not saying that this is going to actually happen to you, but I've witnessed this type of stuff happen, right? So now, what are we going to do, right? Johnny's using his own cell phone. He's using his own number. He's using his own email. He's signed into the tablet under his company name, or under his name, right? So how do we stop him from taking that information? How do we stop him from slandering our company, saying bad things to our customer, or accessing things in there that he should no longer have the privilege to access, right? Real simple, guys. What you want to do is you want to get your team onto a platforms like you can use like Microsoft Teams, or you can use Google, all these different platforms where you get a professional company email, and you're the admin, so you control all these emails, and they'll typically be your business name at yourbusinessname.com. Like ours, let's just say Amanda at futuresolutions.com, Jeff at futuresolutions.com, right? And you being the admin, you can restrict access to these emails, right? Doesn't mean you got to scrap the whole email, but you own the email. So let's say there's an instance where you got to fire Johnny, right? You could just go right in there and restrict Johnny from being able to sign in, although you're still getting all the incoming emails and things like that, so you can respond to them for your customers. So you didn't lose nothing there, right? And more so, guys, these platforms are audited, right? Much like a CRM, where we can see the whole chain of emails, the time and the place where it happened at, what was said back and forth. We can see a whole entire audit trail. What all exactly was done. I mean, it is very meticulous. It timestamps and documents everything, so we could check up on our guys. Make sure they're, following up with their sales. Make sure they're responding to customers, right? See the response from customers. Really, really important, guys. That's just one small thing, right? What about the phone? Guys, we got all of our people on company-issued phones, right? And these phones are on a platform much like that. Right? So it's very important that we have that on there so we could see the calls going out, we could see the calls coming in, we could see what time they're making phone calls, who they're calling, the duration of their conversations, and if something happens, they can't just keep that phone and start talking to all those customers, start working our leads. Who knows? They might go to one of our competitors with all that stuff, right? So if Johnny doesn't turn his cell phone back in, all we do is we go onto the platform as an administrator and we click and we blue screen his telephone. So he no longer has access to the screen on his phone. And if he does not return it, we're not going to get all like gangster and be like, hey, come meet me at the park. And, we're obviously not, right? We're just going to say, hey, man, you don't return your company phone, we're calling the cops. And that's the end of the story, right? Done, right? They're going to return the phone, right? So you could just blue screen the telephone. Same thing, guys, with our CRM. Everybody's on a CRM that works in our company, right? So we're able to see and communicate with other members of our team. right, through the platform, and we can tag people and we can assign them jobs and we can see their progress, when things were created, when they were checked off, who transferred what to who assigned what task to who. And it's a very carefully audited thing. Same thing, guys, too. We can kick them off, right? If they become fired and they're disgruntled or whatever, they get fired and become disgruntled, we can take them off to the CRM too. And we can continue to work their pipeline, right? Those are our sales. We paid for those leads, right? We generated those leads, not them. And you got to watch it, because a lot of salesmen and staff will believe that somehow that those are their leads because they built these relationships. But we put in the marketing. We had the platform. We had the reputation. We had won this bid through Google AdWords. They're ours. We own those, and that's in our employee handbook, which is another really important thing that you want to have. If you do not have an employee handbook and you want one, call me up. Hit me up in the messages. I will make one for you and send it to you, and it will be professional. I've been down this road numerous times. So you want to keep this stuff together, guys. This is an accountability thing, and this is a quality thing, a control thing, right? Where you know, it becomes way less painful to actually let somebody go, right? When this transition happens, right? Because I was down the other road. They were using their own emails. I couldn't even get into it. They were using their own phones. They were texting off their own phones. Things were all over the place. And I said, whoa, I got hurt a couple times, man. I put my hand on that flame and got burnt. I had to stop. I said, I need to find out how you keep all this stuff together. Right? I got all the vehicles tracked, right? At any point in time, I can get on my cell phone here, and I can see where any vehicle is at, what they did, where they went, how much gas they used, if there's anything wrong with the vehicle, right? How many miles they went. I could see if there was any traffic violations, if they were speeding, if they slammed on the brakes really hard, if they over-accelerated. All that stuff, right? And if I start seeing this stuff popping up, I can bring old Johnny Boy in the office and say, hey, man, what the hell are you doing with the company car? Look at this, dude. You were speeding 9 times this week. You're going excess to 90 miles an hour. If you get pulled over, you lose your license. You driving around one of our company vehicles like that, that's right, man. You're making us look bad. Don't let it happen again, or you'll be fired and possibly become disgruntled. That's the reality, guys, right? Keep everything on one platform. So if anything happens, you can just boot them right off. Or more, if not just for the sake of that, but like let's say, hey, we see Johnny's not following up on his leads, man. We can have that conversation and say, hey, Johnny, in case you didn't know, in case we didn't fully cover this with you, this is what you're expected to do. You're expected to follow up once, twice, 3 times, and then put them in a drip sale campaign. Right? You're supposed to be following up after the job's complete to make sure the project's good and so that they don't have any questions or concerns. So guys, if you haven't done it, if you're not there yet, I get it. I've been through that, guys. You want to get your staff onto a platform. On the Microsoft Teams, you want to get them, or whatever, on Google, you want to get them professional emails with a business name.com. Right? You want to get them on company phones, get the phones on a platform, a business platform that you can work off of. Verizon has one that we use through Verizon. Get the company vehicles tracked. Get everybody working on a CRM and communicating together, right? Because as you start to get more staff and you start to have bolt-ons to your company and take on more work and touch more people, you are not going to be able to do things the way that you're doing them now. Trust me. I used to think I could keep track of all of our jobs on whiteboards, right? Before I found out what a workflow was in a CRM. Then I ran out of wall space. There's no way we could track the number of jobs that we have right now. No way, not on paper or scheduling or anything for that fact, right? We got to get with the time. So as you're growing, you need this stuff in place or you're going to have a really rude awakening. So guys, that's all I had, man. It's not a diatribe. I'm not telling you guys what to do, man. I'm just letting you know some of the growing pains that I had incurred when I was starting my business and growing my company to where it's at now and where it's about to go. That stuff right there keeps everything running smooth and everybody accountable. And hey, if you gotta let somebody go, it ain't that bad, right? So Guys, that's all I got for today. I hope you liked this short episode. Hopefully, the next time that I'm coming at you guys, we'll be at our live show on our business podcast. So if you want to be part of a podcast, either come in live to our studio, which is in York, Pennsylvania, or you want to do it, we could do it like this, like a Zoom meeting or whatever, however the heck did they do that. We're about to figure that out real quick, right? We could bring you in a Zoom meeting like that. We're gonna have a co-host, a host, and we got somebody manning the controls. We got 3 cameras, a big cinema camera for the center, cameras on each end. Guys, we got lights, control boards, microphones, big media desk in there, man. Like, we're going all out. We got sponsorship for this type of stuff, and in case you're wondering, guys, like I told you before, I don't take sponsorship. So who do you think's sponsoring it? My other companies are sponsoring it. That way they get exposure. Future Solutions Fence and Outdoors, Fence and Supply is sponsoring it. Global Fence Supply is sponsoring it. Let Go to Grow Consulting is sponsoring it. So guys, that's all I got. Hope you liked this episode. If you did, please like it, share it, subscribe, guys. See you next time.